I do rise in support of the amendment. Everybody recognizes we're doing something new, something different. I think historic may have been used in different terminologies here and there, and we're codifying something. We're saying this is a new thing we're creating in law, and then we're saying this is what we can do with it. Right? These are the only things we can do with it. It doesn't refer back to anything else, but it lists out what you can do with it. And there's precedent for why we're concerned about this. U.S. Constitution has a 9th Amendment, right? It lists all these rights that aren't codified, but the Supreme Court's gone back and said, well, where are these rights? Where are these rights? The sponsor of this bill stood up and said, all this stuff is here, but unfortunately in this bill that establishes this entirely new thing, it doesn't give permission for these things. So if you don't have the permission, you can't do it. Like Representative Santucci said, with policies, it's more about what you're allowed to do and what it covers, as opposed to what it doesn't cover, what tells you it's not allowed. And you're allowed to do just the things in here, especially when you have an attorney general who believes that his power is only limited by the limit of his imagination. If we don't write it down, he's going to use his imagination. That's what's going to happen. We're going to have a state that's going to use their imagination, and all we want to do with this amendment is to codify certain things. If I use a firearm where I live, if I step out of my door onto my porch, I have left my property. Am I allowed to defend somebody if I'm no longer on my property with that firearm? Because as soon as I step out my door, I'm on somebody else's property. I'm on a third party's property. And are they going to come back and charge me with this? I don't know, and I don't want to take that chance. I don't want to have to hire some defense attorney to get me out of this bind. So yes, I want to know right now, I want to codify that I can continue to protect my house and my family and my neighbors with legally owned firearms. That's the whole point. And I want to know that, yes, if I can continue to go to my friend's house, and I go to a range. As the leader said, there's only one range that meets this definition, which means I can't go anywhere else. Based on the letter of the law, I can't go anywhere else except for that one range or a gun shop really to get it fixed. I can't go shoot anywhere with it except for maybe on my own property. So if I get picked up driving to a range, I'm at the range. I don't know. Are the ranges going to have to suddenly, I think already, the ranges, they're going to have to start telling people for their own protection to stop bringing these firearms to the range, because the law does not say they're allowed to do it. So on that basis, on the fact that we're codifying what you're allowed to do, I want to continue that process. What can we do with these firearms? And this amendment goes ahead and does it. We codify it, because if it's not codified, it isn't allowed. If it doesn't say in the bill we can use these so-called, as defined, assault weapons, it's the only way we can use them. That's it. It's the only way we can possess them. That is it. That's what the law says, and we're just expanding that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.